Hello everyone and welcome to the Crypto Session Brief. We're on Thursday the 30th of March 2023. Let's take a look at crypto markets, what's been moving them. Bitcoin continues to show signs of resilience, obviously ongoing tension stemming from Binance's recent legal woes with the Commodities Future Trading Commission. I was just remembering the name, the CFTC. But we have been spending most of the day and yesterday in the green. So BTC up trading past that 28k area. We have traded into my overhead horizontal resistance handle today of 29,230. Quite interestingly there, we've seen some profit taking. As you can see, we're pretty much on the point. So I'm quite happy with that one to have nailed the level to a point. It's pretty hard to get things to the point on BTC, and of course we've still got a long way to go in the trading day, but so far a nice little turnaround off that particular level. And of course we've got the CFTC filing a lawsuit against Binance, accusing the exchange of offering unregistered crypto derivatives among other allegations. But BTC is up almost 21% now for the month. So market has been pretty positive despite the CFTC story, because the broader narrative of a return to quantitative easing remains dominant. So with the Fed potentially moving towards a new QE program with a balance sheet expansion, of course that's been helping equity markets rally. The fears of the banking crisis have receded, so it's just all added to a rally in risk, and BTC has held up really well in and amongst all that as well. Ethereum has been tracking relatively sideways over the past 24 hours. You can see we're just holding above the 1790 handle. I think I mentioned that was pretty much my key level moving forward. If we're holding above here, then it can be a continued slow and steady move higher, but you can see we are in a bit of a range trade at the minute between kind of the 1840 area with the lows down at around 1700. So it's a case of break this particular range over the coming week, 2 weeks, and then we get the next sort of short to medium term direction. We have a push through to 2000, or we break below 17 and back down to 1550. Litecoin, pretty interesting technical trading as well. I know I said I got the BTC level to the point. Not quite on Litecoin. We just dipped below 88, as you can see here, but not too far away. So really nice bounce off 88 over the past 12 hours of trading. Pretty quiet since then, it must be said, but nevertheless, you can see here how key that 88 level is moving forward. Break below 88 and we retest the most recent swing, the most recent high low, and you can start to see there's somewhat of a trend line that has been forming now to the upside. If we go from these lows and we'll look where we can capture some of these lows as well, you can see we're coming to this ascending trend line, and much like when we were tracking lower and tagging the descending trend line, this wasn't too long ago, this was mid-Feb. You can see it's the other way now, getting an ascending trend line providing support. You've got the overhead resistance line though, so you're starting to get a bit squeezed here, a bit of a triangular pattern being formed, and we are getting into sort of the pointy end of that triangle. So potentially a breakout could be on the cards here for Litecoin. Don't really have a bias either way, I'll just trade the direction, and that'll be either if we break through the upside, push to 85 and get through this area, can we rally quite quickly into 1 or 2. Otherwise it's below 88, and then we'll quickly get into that most recent high low, and then from there there'll be another decision, because that's quite a key level, 85.50, for a move then either down to 81.50 or holding at 85.50. Ripple has been moving higher. We mentioned the court case with the SEC, and XRP has shown signs of some potential resolutions, but we've seen a bit more volatility on this market over the past week compared to what we've been seeing basically since November of last year. And yeah, it's a case of just trading with the flow at the moment. You've got the move above 50 cents. If we're looking at technicals, you've got the 50 cents handle. You've got obviously the resistance from September when we did rise to this level. That also was a bit of support at one point, if you can see. So probably looking at around 54 cents. If I was to just put that on our charts, I'd say that's a pretty 55 cents looking horizontally. You can see some price interaction over the past year on that particular level, and you can see we've just rejected off there basically today as well, so and weren't able to close above it tomorrow. So let's watch for any more movement above that particular level. I think that could be the key moving forward if we are to climb out of what's now been pretty much a year's range. If we were to, look at it from when we entered this area, we haven't been able to get a break back through 55 cents since, let's take a look here. We'll be looking at May of last year. So yeah, we're almost a year. All right, not too much else going on. What have we got today? We've got the final GDP figures for the fourth quarter out of the US, and tomorrow we've got personal consumption expenditures, PCE inflation data. So they're the main two headline data releases over the coming couple of days for BTC. The thought is if this data comes in weaker than expected, then it will give the Fed and Powell enough evidence to pause further rate hikes, essentially. So that is what we could be looking at, and of course that could be a benefit and be bullish for risk, and we could see further moves in these breakouts that we've been discussing occurring to the upside if those data points come in a bit weak, come in lower than expected. So that's it from my end. I'll leave it there, post this in the chat room, and see you all shortly. Thanks, bye for now.